Hello and welcome, this is Darius Barazande and thank you for being here. In this video, I'm going to show you some really powerful ways that you can heal negative thoughts. And when you actually know how to heal negative thoughts, you can take amazing control of your life. And I want to also share what some people who've been using these techniques and plugging into our live daily sessions have been saying. Jennifer in Austin, Texas wrote this: I walk around with so much gratitude, love, and joy. Even when I experience the challenges, I bounce back into love so easily. I'm becoming a conscious creator in every sense of the word. I have more confidence. My money fears that were tied into survival are disappearing. My family relationships are healing. And I am so grateful for everything y'all do. That is what happens, thank you Jennifer, when you plug into a U-Wealth Revolution. You stay to the very end. I'm also going to show you some ways you can plug into this right now at the end of this video and experience some big truths. And I've got a free gift for you, actually right up here, and you can click it and you're going to get a Bliss Bath MP3 gift immediately. And if you want to plug into anything that we're doing, you can subscribe. It helps the channel. I would so much love that. It helps get our message out. And don't forget, if you love what we're sharing, like this video. Dealing with negative thoughts, one of the things that I really recommend is to remember that the state of divinity, the state of your highest awareness, is always going to be in the middle. So when we're dealing with negativity, remember that anything super negative is polar or polarizing. And most people live in frustration, they live in discomfort, they live in an illusion that the whole world is conspiring against them because they live in duality. And because of that, they're actually perceiving one side of this universe, right? So just like everything has a balance, you've heard of the yin yang, just like in the winter, it's usually cooler than in the summer, just like we have day and night, just like we have up and down. We've seen in the universe these cycles of things that basically always have a polar opposite or the equalizer, right? And this is true even in our reality. You know, if you've ever thought back to when you have something really bad happen in your life, you may have discovered that there was some benefit or something good came about. Maybe you lost a loved one, maybe you lost a relationship, but then you made more friends, or you decided to join a church or an organization. Maybe you started watching videos like this and it led to your awakening. Well, all of these things are the balance of life. So if we find ourselves really looking at negative thoughts, and here's the first way to heal negative thoughts is, remember, you may only be looking at one side of things. Look at the polar opposite. Look at the other side of it. Where is the benefit? Where is the harmony in the disharmony? And you'll find it. You'll begin to heal those negative thoughts. The second thing I want to share about healing negative thoughts is watch out for the energy that you're exposed to. We are literally broadcasting and receiving stations. We are telepathic in our nature. We receive thoughts and we also send out thoughts. If you're hanging around or listening to things that really are of the polar side, this goes back to point number one, of negativity or of fear or of the worst case scenario, many times you're going to be plugging into those thoughts and affecting your frequency field to pull in more and more examples in your reality where those thoughts become true. When we think negative thoughts, we also work in this area of the frontal lobe, and our cerebellum actually starts to slow. We begin to feel more stress. We begin to actually see physiological changes in our body. We can even begin to develop neurons in our brain that start to support that negative thought or that negative way of thinking. So we are not just generating thought, we are receiving it. So watch what you are plugging into, what you're hanging around. That's why we offer our U-Wealth Revolution sessions that you can plug into during the week. And that's why we're so passionate about this, because as you plug into more and more of these truths, more will come forward. Now, the other thing I would share, there's a really interesting technique and a really cool thing. It goes back to this idea of telepathy and energy coming in through our higher awareness that we may perceive from those people around us. Rupert Sheldrake had this amazing idea of the morphogenetic field. And it's this idea that there is a field of energy, a collective thought field of all the people that think in a certain way. And if you imagine these thought fields are sort of floating around in the ethers, around us and above us and in our field. And we can choose which one we plug into. Have you ever, for example, bought, let's say, a red Honda or a red car? And all of a sudden, as you're driving, you begin to notice there's so many red Hondas exactly like your Honda, whereas before you didn't notice them. Now that's because we actually activated our reticular activating system to focus on those types of cars that match ours because we all of a sudden had an interest in that. It's the same way with our thoughts, and I think it's the same way with energy. If we hold a certain energy even for a moment and we concentrate on it, we begin to have an interest in it, we'll begin to notice that energy or notice energetic fields all around our body that align with that energy. This is what Rupert Sheldrake talked about with the morphogenetic fields, that we can actually plug into a certain morphogenetic field. So if all of your friends are talking about going out and partying all night, for example, you may find that that idea becomes a little bit more attractive to you. You begin to generate more ideas or thoughts around that. If you have a bunch of friends that work out, you may find that, okay, now your thoughts are focusing around that. You can, or technology, people that love gaming or computers or whatever it is, business, people can begin to aggravate towards those thoughts and ideas. So what are you plugging into? And ask this question: who does it belong to? Very powerful question I learned from Rika Zimmerman, and she shared, when you ask that question, you actually will get some interesting answers. You may find that that thought that you've been thinking, that negative thought, is not yours at all. It may be your parents' thought that they were thinking and saying out loud or through their actions when you were growing up. And so you ended up picking up that thought. And now you're just repeating it, kind of like a mockingbird in your subconscious mind and in your awareness. It's not yours at all. And you'll get an answer. If it feels like yours, you may feel like some heaviness around it. If you say, who does it belong to? And you ultimately start to feel a little bit lighter or just a little shift in how you feel, chances are that's not your thought. It could be you're picking up something with your neighbor. It could be you're picking up some energy with someone around you or someone that you interacted with. You could be reading their energy field. There are so many different things that are fascinating about our universe. And that's the big mission of You Wealth Revolution, is to help you uncover that and realize you are a free, powerful, amazing being that can live any sort of life that you want. You are free to create it. And this is why we do this every day. And this ties really into some really key things happening this week. I shared from 11/26 to 12/3, we've got some interesting energies coming in. On Sunday, we've got a Mercury retrograde, and we also have a Gemini supermoon. Now, the moon is going to be all about bringing forward a lot of these truths and a lot of these energies that have been hidden. There's no doubt, if you've watched the mainstream news or you plugged into anything, we had just this week, at the time recording this video, Matt Lauer from the Today Show being released because of some sort of harassment situations. We've seen this through Hollywood. Now we're seeing it in the news media. We're seeing it all over our society. Why? What's going on? Well, we're still under the effect of this Scorpio energy this year, and a lot of things that are not founded in truth, a lot of things that are not of the highest light that people have been burying down are coming forward. They're coming up, they're being revealed, they're being brought into the light so that they can be let go out of the collective and out of our whole collective world. So we're going to see much more of this, and don't be surprised at whatever comes forward. Because if the light comes into these situations, it's good, because from there we can begin to create a whole new way of living and plugging in. And this is exactly what is happening in our own lives. So go deep this weekend. Go deep into illuminating what is there, what thoughts are there maybe that aren't yours, what feelings are there that need to come to light, and where you can shift your energy and plug in. And to do that, we've created some really amazing sessions this week. So I want to give you a rundown. One of my absolute favorites is Susan Taylor Shire. She was on Monday, and she literally gave us a process to connect into our soul truth. When we see people doing things that aren't in alignment, or we live in pain, or we're connected to constant negative thoughts, chances are we're not really living our soul truth. We don't really know what that is. So instead of our life and our thoughts and our excitement and our energy generating from our heart and our soul and our true purpose on the planet, it may be generated by taking away the rights of others, harassing people. It may be plugging into things that aren't us, or we may have nothing really going on in our field. So we end up just connecting into whatever thoughts come in randomly. We don't want any of that. So the key is to really connect in. Susan Taylor did that with us, and you can find a link to that session down below. Now, the next day we had Jared Hewitt on, and Jared is my favorite. He is a psychic intuitive. He's an energy healer. He's plugged in to really some of the big truths about shifting your life and shifting your energy. And he has a whole new set of holiday antidote frequencies. when we think about the holidays and we think about going into the new year, one of the biggest things we want to do is we want to maybe have a new start. We want to do something that we hadn't done before and plug into maybe a new world of light and possibility. Jared is helping us with these anecdote frequencies. You'll get to hear them down below. Look for Jared Hewitt's session. These are energies that can shift your life very, very quickly. So please be careful. Don't listen while driving. Okay, now on Wednesday, we had Karen LaGrange, and Karen does something incredible. She is a gifted healer and a psychic since she was a little girl, and she discovered something called the Crystal Matrix. And you are going to get to hear 3 of these activations 100% free down below. What these do, these are very high vibrational patterns that actually can let go of any stuck energies in your field. You are going to feel it. I caution you, please do not listen while driving. That's also down below. And we also had Michael Tyrell, who discovered some ancient frequencies. We play 3 of them. It's a big frequency week this week on the call, and you're going to get to experience them. It's an incredible story, and many of these are at the they all are at the scale that is called the 440 scale, and it's an incredible story, a whirlwind adventure that goes around the world that reveals some of the truth of our music and our connection to everything. It's been an incredible week, and I'll share really quick, if you want the summary to this video. Number 1, you can heal your negative thoughts. There's ways to do that. Remember, everything has a polar opposite. Everything has a balance. Find the balance. Number 2, if you feel like you're really getting a lot of negative energy, change what you're plugging into, change what you're hanging around. Subscribe to this channel right here. Get my free gift. It'll shift your energy really quickly. Our Bliss Bath will do it in less than a minute. You'll double the power of your energy field. It should be right up here. And, if you're plugging in and you feel like, man, I don't know what to do. There's so much energy around me. I feel like I'm overwhelmed. Stop. Get out of the environment you're in. Go for a drive, go for a walk, and ask this question: who does this belong to? If you feel any lightness, if you feel like, oh God, I don't feel as much of that weight, probably wasn't yours. And then take the sessions we do and begin to let it go and work on the deeper truth of what you are. You're an unlimited being. You're a free being. You are a beautiful, amazing human who can create the life you desire, free of conditions and free of anything holding you back. That's how amazing you are. Thank you for being here. And if you like this video or you got some value out of how to heal your negative thoughts, hit like. It helps us get the message out. And we look forward to seeing you on our live daily calls. But if you miss them, we've got them down below. Thanks, everyone. Much love.